Hello mga ka-Crown! Hello po!
Hello.
Kamusta kayo dyan? Welcome to another episode of the Crown Conversations. Partner,
Mhm.
tawang-tawa pala tayo din sa picture natin doon.
Oo,
Ngayon ko lang napansin.
alam mo hanggang ngayon, sorry ha, nagka-cringe pa rin ako pag nakikita ko talaga yung OBB natin. Diyos ko. I'm sorry, hindi lang po talaga kami sanay ng partner ko na may ganito na kaming pa-OBB. And to think, partner, ilang linggo na to nating sinoshow, no? So, pero ako nagka-cringe pa rin ako, inaamin ko yun.
Totoo yan, pero it only means na good vibes and happy-happy lang naman tayo dito, diba? So,
Totoo.
so yun nga, partner, we're on a roll sa ating coverage ng Miss Universe Philippines 2021. At syempre, mga ka-Crown would like to thank those who have watched our previous episodes. Ang dami na pala nating na-interview, partner, no? So far,
Oo.
we have interviewed Jasmine, Victoria, Bea, Yvonne, Patricia, Kesha, Simone, Micah and Afia. And for those po who may have missed those episodes, you can still watch them on our YouTube channel, and that is The Crown Philippines. We still have interviews lined up for you, so please do watch out for our videos, partner.
Yes, and please don't forget to log on to our website. May website po kami, huwag niyo po kalimutan, www.thecrown.com. We have been releasing selected profiles of the Miss Universe Philippines candidates. So we already have Afia, we already have Nolene, and actually I've also recently posted Mirjan Hipolito of Angeles City. So, abangan niyo po, madami pa po kaming ilalabas very soon. And as sabi nga ng partner ko, marami na po kaming na-interview, sa parang kaming parehong umiinom na yata kami pareho ng Red Bull dahil halos araw-araw meron na kaming kausap. And alam niyo ho yun, syempre we want to give the spotlight to as many candidates as possible before the crucial and final round, partner. So,
Correct.
partner, may pabati ka ba?
Totoo yan. Siyempre, bago po ang lahat, would like to give a shout out sa ating mga Crown Philippines subscribers. Hello to Meryl Antila, Christine Doroteo, Pau Mendoza, AC Mendoza Diary, James Pahati, Edna Pakilit, Jelan Baldago, Charm Gabileho, Kids Adventure Channel. Wow, thank you for subscribing. And Laika Shervo vlogs. Thank you po for tuning in to The Crown Philippines. And syempre sa ating 345,000 followers on Facebook and making us 45,000 strong naman on Instagram. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel, just click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell para po ma-update kayo sa ating latest videos and contents. We are a growing community, so please join us mga ka-Crown by subscribing and following us. Sabi nga po namin, good vibes lang po dito, weekly, chikahan, and especially with your favorite queens and pageant ganap. So just click the subscribe button po yan sa YouTube. Partner.
All right. Partner, before I go to our guests for this episode, I just like to there was a recent, well, not really recent development, no, parang, we just like to remind everybody that you please do continue to stay safe kasi at this point, as we already know, that one candidate from Miss Universe Philippines had to withdraw, Gian Asuncion, because she got sick of COVID-19. Now, this is not new because last year this has happened before. So, guys, ulitin namin ulit dito sa The Crown. Please follow the protocols. Alam namin na nakakapagod na given that every day tumataas ang numbers, and it's very disheartening, but we have to be hopeful that this will end soon. So, partner, kasi sometimes our dreams or whatever errands or whatever we're supposed to be doing, bigla na lang gets interrupted. So, health is wealth. Without a
Yes.
doubt. Yeah. So, yun lang naman.
Kaya nga, get well soon, Gia, no? And we wish you all the best.
All right. partner, for tonight, for this episode, no, we will be going back to Davao region. Now, alam naman natin na when you mention Davao, they always put the spotlight on Davao City. Pero madami pong Davao. May Davao Oriental, may Davao del Sur, may Davao del Norte, may Davao de Oro. Davao Oro actually used to be the Compostela Valley. But tonight, we will be going to Davao Occidental, Davao Occidental and Davao del Sur, and we will get to know the candidates from these two provinces rather. So, um, partner, Miss Universe Philippines is not just about inspiring you; it's also about diversity. So, we will ask their thoughts about representing Mindanao in particular because as I said, in when we did our past episodes naman, we always would love to put a spotlight on provinces na hindi masyadong pinag-uusapan. And we're very fortunate that they've said yes to this episode. Please
We can't
welcome.
wait to hear from
Yeah,
them, diba, partner?
totoo. So please welcome mga ka-crown, Krizzaleen Valencia and Jedidah Korinihona.
Hello,
Hi
everyone.
everybody! Hello mga ka-crown!
Hello and good day, good evening to both of you, and thank you for saying yes to our episode. Now, I said earlier lang, no, Jedidah Kriza, that this is a rare opportunity that we get to feature girls or candidates from Mindanao. And actually we did before with Yvonne and with Pamela. But we want to get to know more about your provinces respectively. So Jedidah, I know you're half Filipino, half Solomon Islander.
Mhm.
Um I just like to know how what was your journey like? Well, not your journey first. What was it like growing up in two different cultures?
Well, I've already grown up here in the Philippines all my life, but I was born in Solomon Islands. So I got mixed up. I didn't know what's the right language to relay what I really wanted to say. So I used to be a huge problem with my parents because I didn't know what the right way to say words. I only knew how to speak properly at the age of 4 because when I talk to my mom, I speak in English, and my dad in English as well. And when I talk to my aunts and uncles, I speak in Bisaya. And I grew up in church, so all of our members in church would speak in Tagalog. So I got mixed up. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what the right words to say. And well, growing up with two cultures, it was not hard for me, but I guess it was hard for people because then they couldn't understand me. So I was really labeled as a late bloomer. And yeah, I just really like to bring that up here, I guess. It's just like there's a really perfect time for you to bloom.
Yeah, totoo yan. And I'm actually before that, no, Jedi, I think I mispronounced your family name earlier, so I apologize for that. So it's Korinihona. It's
Yeah, Korinihona.
Korinihona. So I,
Yeah.
I get conscious about that. That's why sometimes I have to correct myself. So it's also one way of respecting our way of respecting our guests. We hate butchering fat names in our episode. Kriza, what about you growing up in your province? What's it like? Because again, Davao is a very big is a big region and it's all divided. So, but what about you? What was it like growing up in your city?
Honestly, Alexa, Davao Occidental is actually not where I grew from.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was chosen to represent Davao Occidental, and in fact, I didn't hesitate to accept the offer that I was chosen to represent Davao Occidental because way back when I was younger, I grew up with people from Davao Occidental. They are actually sisters, Monsad sisters, who are from Don Marcelino, and that they actually have taught me values I mean, they were kind and were so kind to their families. And when I grew up, I realized that um, I needed them, and actually uh, um, I needed I needed to let everyone see this kind people, and I need to represent them because they are like family to me. So
So you're
Kumbaga,
original.
parang she's not just doing this for herself, di ba, partner? Parang
yes,
gano'n.
Oo.
That's also for those who support and believe in her.
Okay. So before that, before my partner asked, you're originally from where, actually? Where did you grow
I
up?
am from Davao City. I grew up in Davao City, but I was born in Tagum City in Davao del Sur.
Ah, I see. So it's, again, yun nga, sabi ko nga, partner, ang laki-laki po ng Davao. And to think, sabi ko sa'yo in an earlier episode, even, my dad is actually from Davao City. So
Oh,
he, every
wow.
time we have this, every time we have this discussion, he always keeps reminding me na hindi lang yung city ha, marami-rami sila. So anyway,
Exactly.
partner, yeah, partner.
Oo, partner, susundutan ko lang yung kay Kriza, no? Kasi syempre, Kriza, how about your preparations? Kasi you mentioned na you were selected to represent your province. Is it challenging crossing over from dental medicine? Because I understand you're a dental medicine student, right?
Yes.
Crossing over from that field to beauty pageants, is it challenging for you?
Um, for me, yes, because this is my first pageant. I mean, I consider this as my first pageant, but I have actually I think it's already a month, and I've learned so much from this experience alone, and I am actually enjoying the journey.
Yan. So, syempre, kitang-kita naman natin how proud she is to represent her province. Punta naman ako kay Jedidah. Kasi, syempre, Jedidah, we all know, I mean, for someone who has reasonable exposure to live audience castings, I don't think this is your first beauty competition that you joined, right? So,
Yes, it's
what insights do you have about the kind of training beauty queens should have, considering that you have reasonable experience in live audience and the beauty competitions in the past?
I believe that when it comes to pageantry, we really have to focus on the technicals, whether it's passerella or the proper posture of being a beauty queen. I believe that's the basic things that every beauty queen should possess. But personally, though, I remember coming into my very first pageant class, and the pageant coach who was there, the proctor who was there, he said that the moment you come into the stage and the moment that you present yourself, you're basically presenting who you are on stage. So what basically you are bringing is the name of the city, the province, or the country even. So you're just bringing up their names, but what you showcase on stage is who you really are. So I believe as a beauty queen, this is years in the making. Although we do have a limited amount of time of training, because given the fact it's the pandemic, each and every beauty queen possesses a training that they've gone through in life, and that's the only way that they can showcase who they really are. So yeah.
I agree. Kasi I ask, kasi you come off very confident and very at ease in front of the camera, no, partner. Kasi, syempre, kumbaga parang we wanted to know pa rin na even if, I mean, a lot of girls are already pageant veterans or they have past experiences in beauty pageants. We wanted to know kung meron pa bang kailangang i-train and do you still undergo training? So, that's a really good insight coming from Jedidah. Thank you. Partner back.
Thank you.
All right, I want to, no, na tanong na rin lang din naman ng aking partner. I want to ask about, yun nga, about your journey, because one of the questions I normally ask our candidates is normally what they have to, how do I say this? What do you have to get over when it comes to insecurity? And insecurities are still normal. I mean, we still do get insecurity, and insecure rather, because given that we are still in a pandemic, and coming into this competition for both of you, Kriza, Jedidah, what were the thoughts that you were thinking prior to joining the contest? Because obviously you are going to be competing with a lot of candidates who have experience, who may be pretty, or who may be newbies. Let's start with you, Kriza.
As for me, I haven't really thought of of the other candidates because for me, I'm always focusing on myself, and I actually am the girl who is not very so sure about if whether or not I'm beautiful or not because I grew up I grew up being bullied because I was so thin. So which is why it explains why I at 27 this is the only time that I got the courage to join Miss Universe or this my first pageant. So that's
Jedidah, what about you? What were the particular instances if you were questioning whether to join the contest? Okay, right. I think she, right.
Ayan.
I think there's a little bit of a small problem right now. But anyway, okay, my next before, while we're waiting for Jedidah, Kriza, I want another question I was going to ask is, the component this year for Miss Universe Philippines is much online. Of course, this means being active on your social media accounts. Were you the type of person who's very active in social media, or you were not very comfortable in the beginning exposing yourself on social media?
Um, actually, at the beginning, I was kind of hesitant to really post a series of photos because, as you can see on my feed, it's not always that I post selfies or pictures of me. Actually, I am more on. I want to see the things that I want to see. So I've been taking pictures of the people that I love and the nice things that I see anywhere. Parang ganun.
Right. Okay, let's bring in back Jedidah here. All right.
Ayan, welcome
Okay.
back.
Welcome back. Okay, Jedidah, prior to the interruption, as I was asking what if there were any particular issues with yourself or insecurities that you had to overcome before joining the competition.
I do. I believe insecurities makes us all human. Personally, I had a struggle really loving myself because I had always been so pressured of being the petite woman. And my build is actually I'm more athletic. And growing up, I've always seen myself as the biggest girl among my peers. Um, at class kasi, as a student, I've always been the tallest girl. I've always been the biggest girl. Every single year, every single time we embraced one girl student, I always compare myself to her. So if there's one thing that was a challenge for me growing up was loving myself. But I remember I came into this service one day and the speaker says, you can only impart who you are. You could never be way too prepared onto any kinds of opportunities. Even in this competition, I felt, although there were limitations of resources, limitations of time and efforts that could have been exerted when it comes to pageants, and now everything is online. I always tell that to myself. You could only impart who you are, and that's the only way that I could conquer this insecurities and challenges of mine is to have that kind of mindset. I could only impart who I am, and at the end of the day, nobody can be me. So yeah.
True. And totoo yan, partner, no? Kasi kumbaga, yung insecurities natin, when handled very well, it can really be a celebration of who we really are, di ba? And it can uplift yung confidence pa nga. Just like how these girls have handled their insecurities or even that self-doubts in the past. And look at them kung nasa na sila ngayon. Congratulations again, top 50 Miss Universe Philippines, di ba, partner?
Oh yes, and totoo yun. Now that Jedidah has said about has answered the question, because earlier we asked Krizza if she was comfortable about sharing herself, on social media, knowing the fact that the contest is actually online. What about you, Jedidah? Did you had any concerns about sharing yourself on social media? Because as you know, the Miss Universe Philippines series of challenges are all online.
At first, it was a challenge because I'm not a social media person. But in the nature of the job that I got into since the pandemic happened, which is being a live streamer, I use that platform to inspire. I used to justify myself and say, "Oh, I'm not good enough," or "Oh, this, I have this back, this problem. I don't want to share this to the world. I'm a private person." But to inspire people means there should be a price to pay, and it's that putting yourself on a pedestal where people should see you, should see, oh, there's this person who is a person, who is not just someone who's portraying perfection but progression. So I believe that being me, myself, and I, and allowing people to see my flaws allows people to feel inspired amidst of whatever they are going through, because then it makes me relevant to any kind of situation. So yeah.
Ang ganda nun, partner, kasi kumbaga parang yung showing progression rather than perfection. Kasi at the end of the day naman talaga is how you survive with all of these makes you successful. Thank you for that. Ang ganda ng insights natin from Jedidah. So,
Thank you po.
sige partner.
Yes. Now we have actually gotten to know Krizza and Jedidah quite well, but we will get to know them a little bit more in this next segment. This segment, which my partner is always in charge of, will show a little bit of who these two girls are in the eyes of photos, partner.
Oh, sorry Direk, pinasa ko pa talaga kayo. Segment ko na nga pala to. Ayan. So, ayun na nga, hindi pa tapos mga ka-crown ang ating pagbuhusyoso sa ating mga guests for today. And ladies, what we did in the last few days was to check up on your Instagram accounts. Ng konti lang naman. And we will be flashing a couple of photos that maybe you can share some fun bits or pa behind the scenes of those photos naman. So, and this is what we call the photo read segment na inihanda natin para sa ating mga ka-crown. So, sige direct, let's flash and we're ready for the first photo. Ayan, first photo is from Krizza. Krizza, can you tell us more about this one?
So this is a photo of me at the peak of Lake Qrown. So I was with my friends actually when we went there, and this is my first hike, my first ever hike, and it was really beautiful. The place was so beautiful, and I think we were the only ones who went there at that time. And though it's tiring, but it's really really fulfilling to be on that journey.
Do you like the outdoors, Krizza?
Yes, I really like the outdoors. Parang it's kind of a different feeling. Parang the stress, diba? Dentistry really stresses me. So this is kind of my way of de-stressing.
Correct. Nakaka-refresh, no? Ika nga. Pero meron ka bang outdoor essentials na hindi mo nakakalimutang dalhin? Talaga. Yung tipong pag nakalimutan mo, naku, babalikan mo talaga sa bahay.
I think nothing in particular, because I think you just have carry yourself, and siguro water. Hydrate.
Yon. Oo. Agree ako din yung tumbler na syempre lamang water. Syempre, di ba, iba yung init ngayon, lalo na when you're hiking, di ba? It's always important to hydrate yourself. All right. Thank you, Krisha. All right, Direct, let's go to our second photo for today. Right. Naglo-load lang po, mga ka-crown. It's from Jedidah's Instagram. Jedidah, can you tell us more about this photo?
Hold on, I could not see it on my end. Okay, here, I finally see it. Oh wow, that photo was an outreach back in Matanao, Davao Del Sur. This happened, I believe, 3 days after the earthquake hit Davao Del Sur. The calamity really devastated, the land definitely was devastated. And this happened December, I believe it's around December 20, I believe so. And this was this little kid who was carried by her mom. It was a very memorable moment wherein we had to distribute not just food, but as well as toys. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's food that they need. It's these basic essentials like water that people needs at that time. But then we were one of very few teams who gave out toys. And I just remember that moment where the kid just looked at me and just was really happy. And it was my heart to really see kids smile, you know. I just remember those days wherein kids at a very young age, they only had simple joys. They had simple things that make them already happy, and just being that person, giving out this basic needs, the basic toys, basic gifts, and seeing them smile, to me, it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah.
Yay, ang saya. Thank you for doing that for the kids of Davao del Sur. Pero, Jedidah, what was your biggest takeaway, would you say, from that experience?
My biggest takeaway would be the resilience of the people. I definitely have seen that, you know, because at that moment, at that time, it was the most devastating time of the people. Imagine being able to witness how the land, the source of agriculture, the source of income that they have taken away from them. They had to move out. They had to migrate from the place of their homes, and to see that, it's really devastating. And I always remind myself, like, to be really grateful. To be grateful at the same time, whatever it is that comes on your way, always just to stand up and move forward. That was the biggest takeaway, I believe. So, because right now, those ones who've been affected by the calamity are now back at their feet, are now finding ways being able to get another source of income. So to see that, it's definitely something memorable.
Oo, 'di ba partner? Kasi 'di ba sinasabi nga din nila, we Filipinos can still manage to smile even in the midst of a calamity, 'di ba? So, yeah, thank you for alam mo yung standing behind the community and reaching out to them, and continuing to inspire is really a great advocacy, and it's really a great activity to do for our communities, especially for the kids dito, diba? Sige. Thank you, Jedidah, for sharing information about this photo. All right, let's move on to our third photo for today. Direct. For while we're loading the photo, so for the next set of photos naman, since nag-load na. Since ang theme naman ng Miss Universe Philippines ngayon is inspire you. So we want to check on the emotions or your thoughts behind the posts and the captions. And maybe we can pick up some things to energize us or steer some influence to our viewers. Sige, this photo is Kriza's. Kriza, so you said here yung ano mo, it's a throwback photo. Can you tell us more about this and why did you decide to post this one? Nakamute ka ata, Kriza.
Actually, before this photo was taken, I actually remember that I was asleep. This was in Victoria Plaza, and there was a fountain, and I was actually asleep the whole time. And my parents woke me up to take this photo, and so they instructed me to like do that pose like a lady. And then there we have the photo. Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
was.
Sige, siguro if you have a short message to your younger self, younger Kriza, ano kaya yon? What would you tell her?
If I were given a chance to talk to myself, I would probably say that you shouldn't listen to the ones who are bullying you. I mean, you're more than enough, you're beautiful, and you can do anything that you want. You can achieve anything that you want so long as you believe in yourself. And yeah.
Agree. So just looking back, no, everything that we did, is a proud moment for every one of us, especially to our parents, I'm sure. All right, thank you, Krisha. All right, and then let's move on to our next photo for today. There, this is Jedidah's. And what ang mas nakakuha ng attention namin dito, Jedidah, is the caption, no? God does not ask, are you able? He asks, are you willing? Ang ganda ng caption. Can you tell us more about that?
I think this was taken a few months before I decided to join in Miss Universe Philippines. And at that time, like I said, I felt so unable. I felt so insecure. Like I told myself, oh, it's not my right time yet. Oh, I'm not prepared. Oh, it's been so long since my last pageant. I think I should wait till next year. I think I need to get more trainings, more exposure in social media. Because like I said, I'm not a social media person. But yeah, I think that caption, I believe, was from Christine Kane when she said, God does not ask, are you able? He asks, are you willing? And there's just so much things that the world has to offer to us. And when this opportunity came up to join a national pageant, and there's just so many women, I believe, who were there from the very beginning, who had been such a great inspiration for many of us. I told myself, why not now? And that, I believe so, really pushed me to join this pageant and be the source of inspiration of many women who I know for sure I represent. That's why that picture for me was, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna post this picture. It felt like it was the right caption for it.
Very nice, no? So it's, kumbaga parang, ang nakuha natin dito is believing in yourself and accepting the challenge. Diba? So
Yeah.
there you have it. Thank you, girls, ha? I'm sure you have inspired our viewers through your posts. And di ba nga, partner, sabi natin, it's important na we be responsible with what we post online because it reflects how we view life and it can actually influence someone else's perspective in one way or another. So there you have it. Partner, back to you.
All right. Now we gotten to really know the girls with the caption, with their photos, and with the short getting to know you portion. But now we will come to the main portion of the show wherein we always ask the girls questions in preparation for the finals. But of course, bago po tayo magkaseryosohan dito ng todo-todo, we decided to have a little bit of fun. And here we are with the Witty Wit Corner. Now, for those who don't know, the Witty Wit Corner is patterned after the Miss Q&A portion ng It's Showtime. So, mayroon po kami mga hiniram ng mga tanong sa show para lang naman po pampagana natin na wala po tong time constraints. We are just testing the girls on how they will answer these funny questions para naman syempre, ano naman, konti naman po tayong pang-good vibes kasi syempre partner, palagi na lang seryoso yung mga tanong. At ika nga, may sinabi na rin ni Miss Universe 2015 herself, Pia, words back before. Sometimes, the questions that are thrown at the girls, hindi nila namamalayan. Funny dapat pala. So, Derek, ang unang tanong para kay Jedidah. Jedidah, ang tanong, gaano kahalaga ang butas sa donuts?
So,
Totoo si
important
Jedidah.
Go!
Feeling ko kasi, kapag, kailangan talaga yung butas ng donut. Kasi if you want to eat it with your finger, kailangan mo na ipasok at kainin ng ganyan. Or if you guys want to drink it through a drink, and you drink the drink through a straw, pwede mo siyang ipasok. So, importante talaga yun, guys.
Pwede, partner.
Oo nga naman.
O kaya pwede rin kasi para yung flavor or sprinkles, pati dun sa loob malalagay natin. Hindi natin alam. Hindi namin sure kung tama yung sagot ko.
Ako rin, baka magkamali pa tayo. At isa pa po kasi kung napapansin ho natin minsan yung mga donuts ngayon, partner, minsan yung mga special donuts, yung mga pa-custard donuts, minsan walang butas walang butas sa gitna. Surprise. So mahirap.
Kakagutom ang tanong na yan, ha?
To be fair. All right. Thank you, Jedidah. Okay, next question. Kay Krizza naman to. Okay, Direct. Krizza, ano ba ang dinadaing ng daing na bangus?
Dinadaing.
Ayaw mahirap. Dinadaing ng daing na bangus. Diyos ko, yung Pilipino ko pa. Ano ba yan? Salamat sa correction, partner. Ano ba ang dinadaing ng daing na bangus? No right or wrong answers to, ha? Go.
Sa tingin ko, ang dinadaing ng daing na bangus ay ang bakit ba ang tiyan ang inuuna ng mga tao? Yung belly na part. I think that's their most favorite part. Baka iniisip ng bangus na bakit ito yung unang nauubos and why not the others?
Oo nga naman. Ikaw, partner, pag kumakain ka ng bangus, ano bang inuuna mo?
Oo, yun din kumbaga parang kasama ko dyan sa mga may favorite talaga. Sorry na, Miss Daing na Bangus.
Oo, to be fair, ako rin, yung belly ng bangus ang paborito ko. At yun ang palaging madalas naman talagang minamarket para kainin. Pero masarap din po ang ulo at yung tail po ng bangus. Alright, thank you girls for being game in answering these questions. I mean, after all, you never know, you will encounter funny questions in the finals.
Baka daw matanong yan sa finals.
Oh my gosh.
Malay nyo, baka kayo naman, kung si Brooklyn nga, tinanong sa kanya what she will do, and she said she will eat everything. Yun naman. Diba? Alright. We had our warm-up na. Now, let's go to the main portion. So, we will be asking the question. Direct, unang tanong po ay... Okay. I believe this one is for Jedidah. Jedidah, question. Mindanao has often been depicted as a poor island. What do you want people to know more about the island?
I have personally witnessed the richness of food, culture, and people that Mindanao has. I know that for sure because every single year would go back to Mindanao, and not just in Davao Del Sur where I am representing, but as well as South Cotabato. And there's just so much things that Mindanao has to offer. There are many raw materials that Luzon and Visayas has possessed from Mindanao, and there's just a lot of things that I believe Mindanao should be recognized for and the media should take coverage of. Thank you.
Totoo yan, partner. Siguro what's poor is our knowledge of the place, no? But the more familiar we become, the more we can celebrate the pride of Mindanao. Sabi nga ni Jedidah, there are resources that have been shared from Mindanao to Luzon and Visayas.
Totoo yun. And as I've said before in a previous episode, no, that the reason we always like the idea, we always love that we feature the girls from Mindanao because sila yung nandyan, sila makakapagsabi kung ano ang meron. Because kaming mga tiga Metro Manila, there's always this connotation. But I think every time we talk to somebody who lives there and who has grown up there, gives us a different perspective. So, as sabi ko nga, as a reporter, meron kami mga trabaho na hindi nakikita all the time yung mga magagandang side of Mindanao. So, thank you very much for that, Jedidah. All right. Next question po. I think this is for Krisha. Direct? Partner, would you like to ask this question to her?
Sure. Krizza, so in health crisis like this, how important are the health professionals' expertise in developing protocols, policies, and strategies? I will repeat. In health crisis like this, how important are the health professionals' expertise in developing protocols, policies, and strategies?
As a medical student, I know for a fact that these health professionals has spent years of studying and learning the field of medicine, and this is only because they want to serve those who needs their service, and beyond their skills and the theories that they know. They have actually worked with different people in different cases, and this is already enough. They are credible enough to really be allowed to develop protocols, policies, and strategies. And this is why they are very important, because we cannot just let anyone sit to develop these protocols and policies. We have to have someone like such as the health professionals to do these things, and so we have to elect health professionals for us to put a halt in this health crisis.
Correct. Because these are data-driven strategies, no, partner? Hindi naman kasi basta-basta lang na pwede kang, ito na lang gawin natin. Yung manghuhula lang. So, we appreciate the expertise of our health professionals. Agree?
Yes. And then, yun nga, no, na-mention mo lang naman, partner, about data and facts. Let us remember, as Krisha said, pinag-aralan ito. Hindi ito binunot lang out of nowhere. It takes years of research. And I mean, given that this situation that we are in, I think it's time to listen to what the data or what the numbers are speaking for itself. I think, again, let's cut to the chase at this point. Let's be honest that right now there's so many evidence, but it seems medyo nagbubulag-bulagan pa din ang mga tao about it. So, right. Thank you, Krisha, for that. Now, let's go on to the difficult round of of the question and answer. So, we'll go back po to Jedidah, I believe. Direct? Jedidah. Many fans have complained that pageant organizers have been sending biracial representatives to competitions, saying they should send a real Filipina or Filipino. How would you address this issue?
Historically wise, Philippines has always been the land of diversity. We've been even before the colonization happened, We've been consist of tribes from other places coming in here through land bridges. So in short, Philippines has been, always been a land of diversity. So given the fact that we've been sending out biracial representatives, do not send them, I believe, because they're biracial. It's because they're able and capable to carry the Philippines in an international platform. So regardless of their race, regardless of their ethnicity, Philippines will always send out the best to represent the nation. Thank you.
Agree. Kasi di ba partner, no? Whether half-half, one-fourth, one-eighth Filipino ka pa, so long as you choose to be a Filipino and you have loyalty to the country you represent, you are a good representative no matter what. Agree tayo dyan.
Totoo yun. And I mean, the fact that partner, no, I'm from a technical point of view, I know the fact that they carry a Filipino passport when they can carry a different passport speaks for itself. They chose to carry the Filipino passport as well. So, and ano nga, nasabi naman ni Jedidah, there, the Philippines is a very diverse country. I mean, having been under the Spanish, the American, and the Japanese, and with everybody going and with a lot of OFWs worldwide. I mean, hindi you'll be surprised. A lot of people, minsan marami even the ones who are biracial are more Filipino than the Filipino. All right. Thank you for that. All right. And the last question for the difficult round, partner. This is for Krisha. Partner, you may want to read this. Direct.
All right. Krisha, in 2022, the country will elect a new set of leaders. With so many things at stake, how will you convince everyone that your vote matters? I'll repeat, in 2022, the country will elect a new set of leaders. With so many things at stake, how will you convince everyone that your vote matters?
Um, we cannot discredit the efforts of our current administration, but we also cannot deny the fact that corruption lingers in, I think, all offices of the government in this country. And so, because of this, I think it is just right for everyone, for us, to register and to vote for the upcoming elections because we need to have leaders who show integrity, who is who doesn't um, tolerate corruption, and we also have to think that it is not only us that needs these leaders. We also have to think about our brothers and sisters who really need their support. And because of this, we need to elect. We have to remember that we need to elect the right leaders, and we have to vote because our vote counts. Every vote counts. Thank you.
Totoo yan. Totoo yan, partner. Kasi di ba, we write our own future and choosing our leaders is a major story to tell. So agree tayo dun sa sinabi ni Krisha.
And ika nga, ang summary ko lang sa sinabi ni Krisha, my dear partner, hashtag the leader I want. The leader, always remember that. You have the right to vote, but remember the question, hashtag the leader I want. All right. Before we end, I think there is one more question that we can that we will ask our girls for tonight, and this is the Miss Universe question. Partner, ikaw na ulit muna dito.
Sige, from the 1991 Miss Universe edition, so they asked the finalists, what is the most difficult problem facing your country today, and what do you think should be done about it? I'll repeat the question. What is the most difficult problem facing your country today, and what do you think should be done about it? We can start
with who? Let's start with Jedidah.
The difficult problem I believe that our country is facing right now is the increase of COVID cases. And as a beauty queen, I believe I should use this influence to encourage and remind people the importance of our safety protocols. given the fact that we're all at home, given the fact that we only have limited resources and should have limited efforts to do and pursue what we really wish to do, to have and attain, just being at home for me, I've already set up a good example and remind ourselves, remind our followers, remind the pageant fans, which happens to be a really huge number of people, to stay at home, follow safety protocols, and whatever it is they do have opinions of the government or administration, at the end of the day, the enemy is not ourselves, the enemy is the COVID-19. Thank you.
Krisha?
I think corruption is still the most difficult problem that is being faced in our country today. And I think it is evident in every office that in this country. And I think people need to scrutinize. What needs to be done is people should scrutinize the candidates that will be running for the upcoming elections, for them or for us to be able to have the right leaders who will sit on these positions. Because in having the right leaders, I think it will be it will we will have have in having the right leaders, we will I think we can find solutions such as corruption. We can solve the problem, which is corruption.
Yan, very heartfelt and relevant ang sagot ng ating mga Miss Universe Philippines, no, partner? But I think may huling hirit ka pa, partner.
I know. And this question is actually the question that we always ask our guests before we formally close the show. Jedidah, Krisha, why do you deserve to be Miss Universe Philippines? Let's start back with you, Krisha.
I'm not really the person who really likes to claim things, but I believe that a Miss Universe should have the determination, the grit, and also a good heart to be able to embody the ideals of a phenomenal woman. And having these qualities will really, hopefully, will inspire her to influence other people to also do good, and also to spark other people to really look for their causes and to look for ways on which they could mitigate these issues. And so, yeah.
Jedidah.
I was told I was not enough and have defied every public opinion by being here. More than a queen, I am a victor and overcomer, and I believe that's what the universe deserves to see. Thank you.
And with that
Wow.
wraps up this evening's conversations, partner.
Oo, partner, ready na for Israel, no? Pwede na. Sige. Congratulations, girls, in advance, and for letting us know. Thank you for letting us know about you and inspiring us through your stories. And syempre, before we let you go, we will give the floor back to you kung meron kayong mga gustong pasalamatan or i-promote, especially your social media accounts, where can they follow you, and how to vote for you for the upcoming challenges. You can start, Krisha.
Hello everyone. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for everyone who has been supporting me since day one. I was really not, I didn't expect that there are really people out there who appreciate my being. And also, I'd like to thank my family and also my friends. And if I encourage everyone to vote for their favorite delegates and to support the other delegates as well.
Jedidah.
Hi everyone, again this is Jedidah Korinihona representing Davao Del Sur for this year's Miss Universe Philippines 2021. And first and foremost, I would like to thank my family who has been my rock all throughout this journey, and my friends as well who have been continuously checking on me through my social media. But guys, again, this is still a competition. The competition is still going amidst of whatever adversities So, guys, please do vote for me by downloading the Miss Universe Philippines app. If you do have problems, again, all you need to do is uninstall it and install it again, whichever operating systems you have. You're an Android user or an Apple user, you could just download it for your app stores or Play stores and continue to vote for us. And please, again, if you guys want us to see and promote diversity through this competition, then vote for me. Thank you.
There you have it, mga ka-Qrown. And thank you again to our 345,000 Facebook followers and for making us 45,000 strong on Instagram. And sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel, just click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell para ma-update kayo sa ating latest videos and contents. More to come, di ba, partner?
Totoo yan. And please don't forget to check the website, www.thecrown.com. As we said, we will be updating you with all the news from the Miss Universe Philippines. And as Jedidah and Krisha earlier said, please don't forget to download the Miss Universe Philippines app and vote for your favorite candidate partner. Anytime, very, very soon, we will finally know the top 30 because this is where the real competition will actually begin. So please vote for your favorite delegates. And with that, thank you and good night. And we will see you again in the next Crown Conversations.
Thank you, mga ka-Qrown. Bye!